If the 4.5 billion year history of the Earth were condensed into a single hour, then Taiwan, which was pushed up by the collision of the Philippine Sea and Eurasian tectonic plates 6 million years ago, is only 5 seconds old. Taiwan, lying on the Tropic of Cancer in the western Pacific Ocean, has a land area of 36,000 square kilometers, 70% of which is mountains. Taiwan boasts over 100 peaks taller than 3,000 meters. There are no endless plains here, as there are on continental landmasses. Instead, precipitous slopes crowd together in majestic splendor. The unique mountainous beauty of Taiwan comprises the Central Mountain Range and 4 other north-south ranges, which divide the island. The alternating presence of warm sea air and cold mountain air causes Taiwan's mountains to be often shrouded in mist, which presents an ever-changing kaleidoscope of light. And the mist shrouds this island, the subject of ancient legends, in a veil of mystery. For the Tso Aborigines, who have long lived here, the mountains are not just a source of food and other daily necessities. They are also a classroom in which their young people grow and learn. They learn from the mountains, gain inspiration from the forests, and learn about life through the rhythms of nature. For these children of the mountains, Taiwan's peaks are like their mother, mysterious yet intimate, majestic yet beautiful. Praying to the mountains is one of the Tso's most important rituals. They believe that life begins and ends with the mountains. Learning to respect the mountains is the first lesson they ever learn. Legend has it that the Zhou originated on Jade Mountain, where the goddess of life created humankind. During a great flood, Jade Mountain protected the Zhou so that they could live on through future generations. To this day, whenever the Zhou are gathered together, the elders recount the legend of the mountains and life, and never forget to remind the younger generation to respect the mountains. Along the high ridges, teeming with bamboo, these members of an indigenous mountain patrol walk the border between the mountains and the sky. These children of the mountains are born able to walk in these high places with ease. From a height of almost 4,000 meters, they look out over the homes and hunting grounds of their ancestors. So deep are their ties to their homeland that as they patrol the mountains, they are not only protecting the natural habitat and obeying the dictates of nature, they are also preserving their stories, legends, and tales, which have been passed down for countless generations. In the last ice age, some 70,000 years ago, all the mountains over 3,000 meters tall in Taiwan were thickly blanketed with snow and ice. Today, in the central mountains of this small island, scars left by the glacial retreat can still be seen on the cliff faces. What is exposed is ancient rock, forced up long ago from the bowels of the earth. Over millions of years, steep-sided chasms were cut in the rock by the flow of water, and the twisted strata of the cliff faces paint a clear record of the tectonic forces that built these mountains and reveal the secrets of how this island came into being. Even now, the Eurasian plate and the Philippine Sea plate continue to push against each other. These massive tectonic forces accelerated the pace at which Taiwan was created and are responsible for the steep slopes and varied topography of the island. At the other end of the island, there is evidence of volcanic activity. Tectonic forces are still working on Taiwan, forcing it upward by about 1 centimeter per year. Although the island's volcanoes are currently dormant, they have perhaps already shown signs of future activity. At the border between heaven and earth, the only sound is the wind. At 3,858 meters above sea level, the weather station on the north peak of Jade Mountain is the highest in East Asia. Located at such a high altitude near the Tropic of Cancer, at the confluence of continental and oceanic weather systems, this is the perfect place to monitor Taiwan's ever-changing weather. Located in the subtropics, Taiwan experiences a number of typhoons every year. The mountains protect the island from the typhoon's fierce winds, and Taiwan's natural environment has developed and prospered in their embrace. In cloud forest, where sunlight cannot penetrate, there exists a rich habitat, protected from the elements and from humankind. The mountainous terrain lies across both tropical and subtropical zones, making this area a place of great environmental diversity. The land rises up from sea level to nearly 4,000 meters, playing host to habitats that range from the tropical to the polar. Not many places on the Earth can boast such climatic diversity. The mountains have watched over a process of constant change. Walking through the forest, life seems insignificant in comparison to their eternal presence. Eastern scholars believe that to study mountains, one must first embrace humility, befriending the mountains and learning to see from their perspective is the only way to truly understand nature. Some researchers find the ecosystems of Taiwan's mountains to be the perfect place to study nature and life. Take insects, for example. Although Taiwan accounts for just 1/4000th of the Earth's total land area, it is home to 1/20th of the world's insect species. Learning from nature and looking at life from the eternal perspective of the mountains, we see that everything alive today is a survivor of the endless struggle that is evolution. From the perspective of the mountains, generational change provides an insight into the enormous potential of creation. At an altitude of 3,500 meters, these strangely shaped juniper trees, which grow at a leisurely 1 centimeter a year, have become one of the unique scenic features of Taiwan's mountain environment. snow-capped forests and ancient trees stretch up to the sky. It is here in the high places of Taiwan that we can see the strength and perseverance of life. After centuries of exposure to the elements and the threat of forest fires, these mountain plants continue to stand, silent sentinels of this great earth. High humidity and the absence of a permanent blanket of snow make this an ideal environment for growth. Mountains are the source of many resources useful to humans. Those who live off this land are called the people beholden to the mountains. The phrase does not suggest that they have conquered the land, but rather that they have great respect for it. The Alishan Mountain Railway winds its way 71.4 kilometers up the mountains, reaching 2,216 meters above sea level. It is one of only 3 mountain railways still operating in the world. A century ago, the railway was used to transport lumber cut on these slopes. It was built over difficult mountain terrain and marked a milestone in the history of engineering when it was completed. The railway brought the people in the mountains closer together. A century after its completion, the railroad today is used for conservation and tourism. It now carries carriage after carriage of visitors up the mountain so they can enjoy its special atmosphere and many other resources.
深深的吸一口气，吸进生命中最清新的空气，启动每个细胞里面的生命智慧。清凉的瀑布冲洗而下。
The best way to experience hearing nature's voice and feeling her presence is to walk along the hiking trails of Taiwan's national parks. Humans conform to the earth conforms to heaven conforms to the way, and the way conforms to nature. The Han people's tradition states that learning from nature is one of life's most important lessons. Today, national park guides act as a bridge between visitors and the mountain forests. The guides retain the wisdom of their ancestors and help others to get to know the forests. The high mountains, with their precipitous cliffs and the tortuous paths along vertiginous heights, make this a paradise for adventurers. The difficulty of the terrain presents explorers with an enormous challenge, but makes the process of discovery all the more exciting. In Eastern aesthetics, the layered structure and composition of the mountains is the best reflection of the human world. These formidable crags have a graceful beauty in which majesty is intertwined with power. Taiwan's mountains have inspired many interpretations and are a beloved subject of artists. The azure sky, the ivory clouds, and the ebony mountains are all part of the beauty of heaven and earth. Standing so close to heaven, a quiet conversation with the earth seems in order. Whether a person wants to experience nature, find inspiration, or simply delight in life itself, whatever the reasons, the answer is sure to be found in the high mountains of Taiwan.